Hey everybody, it is Monday morning. Sitting down to get into my word today, and we're in Mark chapter 11. Mark 11 is all about when Jesus shows up to enter into Jerusalem. It's the last week of his life on earth, and he knows it. I mean, if you read the context, everything he's done has kind of set his mind towards this moment, towards this journey, and that's what we've been walking with him on. So we get into Mark 11 and we start reading through it and we find out how Jesus came in to Jerusalem. He comes in on a donkey. People are putting their cloaks on the road. Others spread branches, palm branches, all shouting out Hosanna to the Hosanna, blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. Blessed is the coming kingdom of our father David. Hosanna in the highest. It's a triumphal kind of entry. It's a kingly kind of entry, and yet it doesn't look like a kingly entry. I mean, think about it. When some upstanding high official comes into our town, what do? The pomp and circumstance comes out, right? The cops are out. We have entourages of vehicles. They're riding in the best vehicles. You don't see too many politicians riding on a donkey nowadays. They're usually riding in a pretty fancy car. And yet Jesus comes in such a humble state. He's a man's man, a people's person. He's a down-to-earth guy. I think that's why he got received the way he did. Why his reception coming into Jerusalem was filled with people. Because they knew who he was. They knew what he was about. They trusted him. And then you keep reading on and you find out that Jesus goes, after coming into Jerusalem, and he enters in the temple. And when he shows up, he sees something that just angers him. And you think, okay, if Jesus is perfect, he shouldn't get angry, right? Well, his anger is justified. It's good kind of anger. I mean, his anger is all about cleaning up this place. The temple's supposed to be a place of God, and what's it turned into? He calls it anything but a temple. See, he says, my house is to be called a house of prayer for all the nations, but you have made it a den of robbers, because literally there are people selling stuff in the temple for the sacrifices, to carry out all the laws, and yada, yada, yada. And this literally ticks Jesus off. Why? Because people are paying for grace. People are paying for forgiveness. That's not the way it's supposed to be. Forgiveness is free. It's real. It's true. It's not something we buy off from people. And that's exactly what Jesus is trying to call their attention to. But in a very real way, it really begins to probably get the religious leaders a little bit more ticked off at him and to set him up for what's coming, for his death, for the moment when he's going to take everything, every sin of the world upon his shoulders. So read Mark 11 today. Get into God's Word, dig into it, grow in it, and get ready for what lies ahead. Catch you guys tomorrow.